Hello children, I hope you are all healthy and safe. Welcome to this special English hour. Here every day we will sing, dance, listen to stories and have lots of fun together. Are you ready to have fun? Okay, then please stand up and मेरे साथ एक डांस में जुड़ जाइए.
Paper boat, sail away. Whoosh, a little here, whoosh, a little there. Pitter patter, here it comes. Everywhere we go, let's chop, chop, chop. Little red umbrella, don't fly away. Whoosh, no, no. Whoosh, no, no. Pitter patter, here it comes. Everywhere we go, let's chop, chop, chop. Pretty little rainbow, will you dance with me? Whoosh, a spin. Whoosh, a twirl. Pitter patter, here it comes. Everywhere we go, let's chop, chop, chop.
Children, now I would like to ask you a few questions. Let us share our thoughts and ideas. बच्चों, अब मैं आपसे कुछ सवाल पूछना चाहूंगी. Children, can you tell me which is your favorite food dish? बच्चों, आपकी सबसे मनपसंद खाने की चीज कौन सी है? My favorite food dish is gulab jamun. I love eating sweets. Children, at one time, how much of your favorite food dish can you eat? बच्चों, एक समय पर आप अपनी मनपसंद खाने की चीज कितना ही खा सकते हैं? I can eat 2 small gulab jamuns at a time. I can't eat more than that. Children, would you please imagine, what if you were served a plate full of gulab jamuns? How many would you take? बच्चों, आपके सामने अगर आपकी मनपसंद चीज रखी जाए, तो आप कितना ही खाएंगे? I would take only 2 gulab jamuns and not more. Children, when we are given the best of what we like, when we are given our favorite food dish, should we eat more than what we need? बच्चों, हमें जितनी जरूरत है, क्या हमें उससे ज्यादा खाना चाहिए? No, we should only serve ourselves with how much we need and how much we can finish, so that we don't waste food. What is the other thing that we should keep in mind? और कौन सी चीज हमें ध्यान में रखनी चाहिए? We should keep in mind that while we are serving ourselves with food, there are also other family members or friends along with us. They will also share from the same food dish. So we must make sure that everyone can share the food dish equally. If we try to take more, maybe someone else may get less. Also, if we eat too much, we may have a stomach pain, right? So children, It's always good to take only how much we need and not how much we want. Constantly wanting more and not being happy with how much ever we get is being greedy. A greedy person will never be happy. Today, if you have 1 rupee, you aren't happy with that rupee. You want 5 rupees. But even after getting 5 rupees, a greedy person will not be happy and would want more. While a happy and a content, a satisfied person will only take how much they need. And if they get a little more, they'll be happy with that. So children, who would you like to be? Would you like to be a simple and a kind person or a greedy person wanting more? Children, while learning a language, it is very important that we keep learning new words. Now, I would like to share with you a few new words. Please note them down in your notebook and listen to me carefully. बच्चों, अब मैं आपसे कुछ नए शब्द शेयर करने वाली हूँ. प्लीज मुझे गौर से सुने और अपनी नोटबुक में ये शब्द नोट कर लें. The first word is fisherman. 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 The second word is empty. 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 The third word is surprise. 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 The fourth word is castle. 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 The fifth word is thunder. 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 Children, let me repeat the words once again for you. Fisherman. Empty. Surprise. Castle. Thunder. Children, please look out for these words while we are reading the story and try to guess their meaning. Children, we will be reading a very interesting lesson today. The title of the lesson is The Golden Fish. If you have a textbook, please open to page number 67 and point to the words as I read. If you don't have a textbook, then please listen to me carefully and watch your TV screens. बच्चों, अगर आपके पास टेक्स्ट बुक है तो प्लीज पेज नंबर 67 पर उसे खोलें और कुछ इस तरीके से अपनी उंगली शब्दों पर रखें. अगर आपके पास टेक्स्ट बुक नहीं है तो प्लीज टीवी स्क्रीन की ओर देखें और मेरी आवाज गौर से सुनें. The Golden Fish. Malhar was a fisherman. He lived with his wife in a little hut near the sea. He went down to the sea every day to catch fish. One day, a strange thing happened. He caught a big golden fish in his net. When Malhar took the fish out of water, the fish began to speak. Children, what is this story, The Golden Fish, about? In this story, we learn about Malhar, who is a fisherman. He lives with his wife in a small hut near the sea. Every day, Malhar goes to the sea to catch fish. One day, a strange thing happened. He caught a big golden fish in his net. And the fish began to speak. Let's find out what the fish says. "Oh, fisherman, please let me go." Malhar was very surprised. He was a kind man. He let the fish go. Malhar went home empty-handed. He told his wife about the fish. His wife was not very kind. The fish said to Malhar, "Please let me go." Malhar was a very kind man. He allowed the fish to go and returned home empty-handed. But Malhar's wife was not very kind. Let's see what she said. "Foolish man, why did you let the fish go? Go back to the sea and call the fish. It must be a magic fish. Ask the fish to grant you a wish." So Malhar went back to the sea and called the fish. "Oh fish, please grant me a wish." The fish popped up its head out of the blue sea and said, "What is your wish?" Malhar's wife told him, "What a foolish man you are! That must be a magical fish. You should have asked it to grant you a wish." So the next day, Malhar goes back to the sea and calls out to the golden fish and asks it to grant him a wish. "I want a big house with a garden for my wife." "Go back home. Your wish is granted." Malhar went back home. In place of his little hut, he saw a big house with a garden. "What a beautiful house," he said. The fish asks Malhar, "What is your wish?" Malhar says, "I would like a big house with a garden." The fish says, "Go back home. Your wish is granted." And when Malhar reaches back home, he sees that in place of his hut, there is a big house with a garden. Some days passed. Malhar's wife said to him, "This house is not enough. I want to live in a castle. I want to be a queen." So Malhar went back to the sea and called the fish. "Oh fish, please grant me a wish." There were big waves in the sea. The fish came and asked, "What is your wish?" "My wife wants to be a queen." "Go back home. Your wish is granted." Malhar went back home. In place of the big house, he saw a castle. The castle had many buildings and towers. There were many gardens around the castle. "What a beautiful castle," said Malhar. A few days later, Malhar's wife tells him, "I don't find this house big enough. I want to be a queen and I want to live in a castle." So Malhar goes back to the golden fish and requests the golden fish to grant this wish as well for his wife. The golden fish tells Malhar to go back home, and when Malhar reaches home, he is surprised to see a castle instead of the big house in which he lived, and his wife was all dressed up like a queen. In the castle, His wife sat on a throne of gold and diamonds. She wore a crown. "Are you happy now?" asked Malhar. "We shall see," said his wife. Inside the castle, Malhar's wife was sitting on a throne decorated with gold and diamonds. She was wearing a crown on her head and looked like a queen. Malhar asked his wife, "Are you happy now?" And his wife replied by saying, "We shall see." Some days passed. Malhar's wife called him. "This is not enough for me. Now I want to be a goddess." "What are you asking for, wife?" "It is not right," said Malhar. But his wife became angry. "Go to the fish at once," she ordered. Malhar went back to the sea and called the fish. "Oh fish, please grant me one more wish." When the fish came, there was a storm in the sea. The fish looked very cross. "What is it now?" "My wife wants to be a goddess," said Malhar in a small voice. "Go back home," the fish said. His voice was like thunder. "And don't come again." After a few days, Malhar's wife again tells him, "I don't want any of this. Now I want to be a goddess. Tell the golden fish to grant this wish." Malhar tells his wife, "What are you saying? This is not right." But his wife forces him. So Malhar goes back to the golden fish and asks for this wish. The golden fish gets very angry and tells Malhar, "Go back home and don't come again." Malhar went back home. In place of the big castle, he saw his little hut. His wife had to live in the little hut once again. When Malhar returned home, instead of the castle, he saw his little hut. And his wife had now to live in the same old hut again. Malhar's wife learnt her lesson. Children, in the story The Golden Fish, Malhar is a simple fisherman. He and his wife live in a little hut near the sea. Every day, Malhar works very hard. He goes to catch fish. One day, he catches a golden fish. But when the golden fish requests Malhar to let it go, Malhar, being a kind-hearted person, lets the fish go back into the sea. But when Malhar's wife comes to know about this, she gets very angry at Malhar. She says, "You foolish man, that would have been a magic fish. Go and ask for a wish." Malhar asks the golden fish for a big house with a garden. When he goes back home, he sees that his little hut was replaced with a big house. But Malhar's wife was very greedy. First, she asks for a big house. Then she asks for a castle. And even after having a castle and becoming a queen, she still wanted to be a goddess. After listening to this wish, the golden fish got very angry. The golden fish asked Malhar to go back home and never come back. When Malhar returns home, he sees that in place of the castle, there was a little hut, and his wife had to live in the simple way in which they used to live before. So children, from this story we learn that we must only ask for how much we need and not keep asking and be greedy. Children, here we see that Malhar is a kind-hearted man and he is very satisfied with the way he lives. But his wife is very greedy. She wants one thing after another and she is never happy or satisfied. बच्चों, इस कहानी में मल्हार एक साधारण से मछुआरे हैं। वो अपनी पत्नी के साथ एक छोटी सी झोपड़ी में समुद्र के किनारे रहते हैं। मल्हार दिल से अच्छे इंसान हैं और बहुत ज्यादा मेहनत भी करते हैं। एक दिन उनके जाल में एक सुनहरी मछली फंस जाती है। जब वो सुनहरी मछली मल्हार से कहती है कि कृपया करके मुझे जाने दे, तो मल्हार उसे जाने देते हैं। मल्हार की पत्नी का मन लालच से भर गया। वो एक के बाद एक मल्हार से चीजें मांगती रही और वो मल्हार से कहती थी कि उस सुनहरी मछली के पास जाकर के ये सारी चीजें मांगो, उसके पास जरूर जादुई ताकत होगी। मल्हार एक के बाद एक अपनी पत्नी के लिए एक बड़ा घर मांगते हैं, फिर एक बड़ा महल मांगते हैं। मल्हार अपनी पत्नी को रानी बनाने के लिए भी सुनहरी मछली से कहते हैं। सुनहरी मछली ने मल्हार की सारी इच्छाएं पूरी करी, लेकिन अंत में फिर मल्हार की पत्नी उन्हें कहते हैं कि अब मुझे गॉडेस बनना है, मतलब मुझे और भी ताकत चाहिए। मल्हार की पत्नी का लालच बहुत ही ज्यादा बढ़ गया था। अपना खुद का महल और रानी बनने के बाद भी अब उसे देवी बनना था। इस बात से सुनहरी मछली बहुत गुस्सा होती है और मल्हार से कहती है कि तुम घर वापस जाओ और कभी भी वापस मुझे बुलाना मत। मल्हार जब घर पहुंचता है, वो ये देखता है कि महल के बदले उसकी छोटी सी झोपड़ी थी और उसमें उसकी पत्नी पहले की तरह साधारण तरीके से रह रही थी। इस पाठ से हमें यह सीख मिलती है कि हमें लालच से भरा हुआ नहीं रहना चाहिए, मल्हार की पत्नी की तरह, लेकिन हमें मल्हार की तरह मेहनतू और विनम्र दिल का बनना चाहिए। Children, let's do an activity now. In this activity, you will see a few words on your screen. Based on the lesson, you need to make one sentence using these words. Children, let me give you one example. For the word hut, we can say, there was a little hut near the sea. बच्चों, अब आपको आपकी स्क्रीन पर कुछ शब्द दिखाई देंगे। इन्हें इस्तेमाल करके एक वाक्य बनाएं। Children, would you like to give this a try? Then come, let's begin. Children, I hope you were able to write at least one sentence for each of the words. Come, let's have a look at a few sentences I have written. Malhar. Malhar was a very kind man. Malhar's wife. Malhar's wife wanted to be a queen. The golden fish. The golden fish fulfilled all of Malhar's wishes. Next. House. Malhar's wife wanted a big house. Castle. The castle had many rooms and a big garden. Children, I hope you like this activity. Children, till we meet next time, please take care. Bye-bye and stay safe.